Hey, GLAAD members! It's Jeremy Blacklow, Director of Entertainment Media at GLAAD, and I'm so excited for this interview because I'm here with the two lead actors and director of White Rabbit, which is one of the most awesome films I've seen in a long time. So, thank you
Thank
for
you.
making it. It was the first film I saw when I got here, and I was like, wow, this film blew me away. But our audience knows nothing about it. So, in whatever way you would like to describe it, tell us about White
Okay,
Rabbit.
sure. White Rabbit is a dramatic comedy about a Korean American performance artist who is struggling to be heard and seen through her multiple identities in Los Angeles. And co starring in the film is Nana Ghana, who she meets, and they strike up a very interesting relationship that touches on LGBTQ issues and female bonding.
And I just realized I didn't introduce each of you, so
We can
I
do it
completely
now.
forgot. So we have Daryl Wein, the film's director, and Vivian Bang and Nana Ghana, the two lead actresses in the film. So how Nana, how would you describe the film?
I will describe the film as a coming of age drama comedy about a woman, Vivian's character, Sophia's emotional journey
As an artist.
as an artist and finding her true, trying trying to be seen and heard while remaining authentic.
And Vivian.
Yeah, I mean it is an artist story. To be an artist in this climate, in the age of capitalism, and I mean it's an old story of art and commerce, but it's also about identity. It's also about seeing new stories and new faces. In the screen. I asked a film critic. Well, in one of our other interviews, I asked a film critic and historian, like, when's the last time you saw like an Asian American um, you know female lead in a film, and he had no words. And so I mean that and us together as seeing that, like, even on the big screen, it was just rad, just to kind of be like really like in the interior of like these women, and they're not like seen like as through the male gaze, but as really complicated women.
And they have agency. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so fantastic. How did making this movie come about? I heard you speaking, Daryl, at the premiere, and you said you saw Vivian perform, and you just said you had to work with her.
No,
I like literally got an email one day, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a filmmaker. I saw you like a month ago, and do you want to make a movie together?"
we gotta work together right away. So yeah, she came over. We started talking, and I was like, "You ready to start shooting like tomorrow?" I was like, "Let's just go." Like I luckily have some friends and can put together indie productions together kind of quickly because I've made some films before, and I think we started to talk about what it would be and how to adapt this character that she had done, and yeah, and how to really dig into what it is to be an artist right now, and trying to make work and see connections. And I think also there's these layers of perception of how we look at each other, and we sometimes project things onto others in very interesting ways. And so I think there's this very complicated and intriguing dynamic between the two of them, which we'll let audiences see.
Yeah. And like even though it was like on the go and like so impromptu, we had been percolating this like our whole lives. Like it was a very thought out, blueprint. So even though there was that like spontaneity, it was also like like highly structured.
Yeah, yeah, we wanted like it to feel very natural, and because of these two identities that she has, play off of that, like the meta exploration of personhood, and have that be reflected in the actual filmmaking style where you almost don't know, is it real? We're blending fiction and nonfiction.
Which again makes the film so unique and fascinating. It's also a film about love. I mean, and the search for love. And I haven't seen that kind of vulnerability on screen maybe ever. Talk to me a little bit about what that was like, and the whole idea of putting yourself out there and looking for love.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think Vict- um, Sophia's character, I think because she's on this emotional journey and to find true love or the truth, you have to open up yourself. You have to meet people in that way. Her putting herself out there like that really made her also gain something in the end. And I think you're gonna watch it and you're gonna see.
I think it's also refreshing because Sophia, unlike me, is so open, and vulnerable. Like you said, vulnerable. And, in this modern age, I feel like, love has also become this commodity where you need it, from it, all of these expectations. Like you need it to provide you security. You need it to provide you home. You need it, to provide you identity. And so, at there's we deal with that about the possession of love and what is love, and and does it have to be labeled, and I think the one thing about this movie that I love that it comes across is that it's the pursuit of love is the process, and that's also about you and love for yourself, and the fact that you would open yourself up for the chance of connection, because I think in this time we're all looking for such like the sort of finite answer, and like I'm gonna get hurt, no way, like I need, with all these apps it's like this is the percentage, this is no, it's like already like you need this guarantee that you're not going to get hurt. No apps are going to provide you that,
Tinder will.
Yeah, and the movie touches on that social media and that whole idea of looking for validation through social media. Did you set out to deliver a message
we've
there?
talked a lot about this, that there's this art and commerce intersection and this notion of consumption. So when you make work, you also, you make it for yourself in a lot of ways, but you want it to move people and inspire people, and to get it out there, there is a commercial component. And we can't ignore that. We didn't make this movie for that reason, but it's a necessary evil in a lot of ways.
So the film also is really a very Los Angeles film, and it kind of like La La Land was last year. It feels like a love letter to the city in some ways. Did you set out to make a very LA-centric film?
Totally. I used to live in New York, and my first two movies, Breaking Upwards and Lola Versus, were very much love letters to New York. But now that I'm living in LA, I am in love with the city, and I wanted to try and find other, unique pockets that you don't usually see in typical LA movies, which are shot all, the time. Venice Beach and, like the lights at LACMA. So we wanted it to feel very authentic to these two characters' worlds, and it's a lot of East Side LA. We're in Koreatown. We go into Korean malls where Vivian's character does her performance artwork. And yeah, there's real people. We're in Echo Park. So it feels, I think, as close to reality as can be.
When I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, I've been there. I hang out at that park. The whole time. It just anyone who's been in LA will recognize so many of the locations."
Yeah.
What do you hope audiences take away if they take a couple important things away from watching this?
Yeah.
I think audiences should take away what they should take away is to be more open and talk dialogue.
Yeah.
To have dialogue with others and just be open.
Different points of view.
Yeah.
And I just want to, I think the film does this, it emulates like it's an uphill battle, literally. It's hard. Everything is so hard. To be an artist is hard. To be single is hard. To be a woman is hard. To be a minority is hard. All of it, like to be alive is hard. But you have to just keep trying, get back up, keep pedaling,
I just end by saying we need more women of color in leading roles as themselves, not stereotypes, not put in a box, complex, nuanced, subtle portraits of real women. And as a man, that's, I feel like my duty as a filmmaker to help encourage that further in our industry, and hopefully it'll get more into the mainstream.
I feel like this film is such a game changer. Thank you all for making it. It absolutely made my Sundance experience, and I hope it does so well and everyone sees White Rabbit
Yay!
when it comes out.
Follow your White Rabbit, #White Rabbit Motion Picture.
Excellent. Thank you for
you.
being here.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it so much. Thank you, GLAAD. We don't know when White Rabbit is coming out, but as soon as it does, we will let you know. Thanks again.
Thank you.